Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is the brother Mayam coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praise and all the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, apostles, great millstone. Much blessing and salutation to the Akim around the four corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out this truth and sincerity. And just want to make a quick video this morning, today being July the 4th. Getting ready to go to work, and we've been kind of already been waiting for this day to come, and today's the so-called birthday of America, being the 250th year of its existence as a nation or as a country. And we know that, and I did a video about this earlier. I still got to upload it, but it was I mentioned in there about the whole rough time frame of the length of empires, and it was like, I think it said like 220 something to 250 years was the average length of an empire's rule or its dominion. And so as we continue to move forward in time, we know that this is the bitter end for Esau. And I say bitter because it's going to be bitter for him, but it's going to be a rejoicement unto the Israelites. And real quick, let me get this in 2nd Ezra chapter 5. Actually chapter 6, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, from when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And this is where we're at. All right, we're coming to the end of this rule of America over the earth. As the scriptures liken America or Babylon the Great onto that hammer of the earth. Well, the scriptures tell you in that same verse that the hammer of the earth is broken asunder. Okay? And this is what we see happening as we speak, is America's strength, all right, America's pushing its weight around is no longer working. All right, it's starting to fail it. All right, because once upon a time, the nations of the earth feared America and its might and what they could possibly do to their country if they didn't oblige what America wanted. Okay, and this is where we're coming to, man. We're coming to the end of that. All right, which so happens to coincide with the end of this world, the end of this time period. Okay, and in the scriptures, let me get this in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and I'll just get right to the point, verse 8. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. You see? And this is what we like to hear, man. All right, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And where we're at right now, this is the end of Esau's reign. Okay? So the scripture says better is the end of a thing. So, we're rejoicing at the fact that we're nigh at the door of this man's kingdom failing him. Okay? We're witnessing the complete collapse and demise of what you know as America. And it's a beautiful thing. Matter of fact, let's get this in I think it's chapter 20, 26 or 25. Let me see. This is Sirach chapter, chapter 25 verse 7. It says, there be 9 things, Sirach 25 and 7, there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemies. So this is a good thing that we're nearing the end of America, because we're gonna be able to witness this collapse. And for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you, the Israelites, according to the Bible, y'all should rejoice at the fact that America is going to be falling. That we're at the end of of the reign that Esau Edom has had on the earth, man. Okay? Because with the downfall of America comes the end of Esau Edom, who the world literally calls the so-called white man. We're with the downfall of America comes his end. The end of his power, the end of his reign. Okay? So you should be rejoicing because you're going to see the downfall of your enemy, because this country was completely, and to this day, it is still structured and built upon being being against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's the complete construction of America was to oppress you Israelites, man. Okay? It was meant for your punishment. That's what the purpose of us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being brought here on slave ships and being put in slavery by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. For us to serve out our punishment, but we're at the end of that. We're at the end of our punishment. Let's get that in Lamentations. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. Rejoice and be glad. Salakia. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Right. And that's what the Lord is gonna do to these devils, man. Esau Edom, the so-called white the so-called white race. Okay, and it's going to start with their elites, the elites of these so-called white people, which just so happen to be small hatters. Okay, those people over there in the Middle East calling themselves the chosen people. It starts with them because they're the chief of the elites. Okay, they're the main ones that oppress the people of this earth, and even more specifically oppress the Israelites. Okay, they have been the ones that have been in charge of the earth, through through financial means. Okay, and through those financial means, okay, they've gotten a stranglehold on the entire world, man. Okay, so that stranglehold that they have over the entire earth is getting ready to be let loose. The Lord is going to let this man's hands off of us and let us put our hands on them. Okay, that's why I said the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Matter of fact, there's another precept that just came to mind. Let's just get this in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. And let me see exactly where I need to start off. Jeremiah chapter 30. Just get to the point. Jeremiah 30 and verse 16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. You see? So all these nations that devoured us, they're going to be devoured. And that starts with Esau Edom, the chiefest of the nations, man. Even though he's the basis of men, he is at the top of all the nations on the earth currently. He is the one that's ruling this earth. Okay? So he's going to be destroyed. And then it said, Salakia, let me go back to that. Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And this is what's going to happen. This is going to be the conclusion of the matter. Okay? The conclusion of the matter is that America is going to be brought down. And with that, it brings about the slavery of all these different nations under the new rulers of the earth, which are going to be the Israelites, man. Okay? Starting with Yahushai. All right, so let me get that in Revelations brother Ash coming up.
Doing a video?
Yeah.
Yeah, respect the company.
All right, so let me get this in Revelation. Just going July the 4th. Revelations 13 and verse 9. Yep. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And so, as America collapses, these nations are all then going to be subjugated and made to establish the kingdom of heaven. Okay? That's what's going to come from America falling, from Esau Edom losing his power. Okay? Him going into captivity and him having to then build up the kingdom of heaven for us as servants. Okay? Because as we read in Jeremiah 30, it said that they that devour thee shall be devoured. And I stated earlier that everything about America and how it was structured was meant to devour you jakes, to run you dry. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a regular Joe Schmo, if you're an Israelite, this society has been made to wring you dry. That's why no matter how high you reach in this society, you're still going to be getting used, man. You're still going to be getting used and abused.
Okay, you just a hamster on the wheel. At the end of the day, a nigga in the field or a nigga in the house is still a nigga.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, everyone, a lot of people like to talk shit about the man Kanye West, but he said it. You just a nigga in a coop. At the end of the day, in the eyes of these different nations, especially Esau, you just a nigga, an ignorant fool who don't know no better, and rightfully so. You are ignorant. Yep. A lot of you Israelites don't even know that you're the chosen people of the Lord. Even though your own people are telling you that we are the chosen people, you still ignore that fact. I could see if it was a different nation trying to fool you and telling you, yeah, you're the Lord's chosen people, trying to set a trap. But no, it's your own people telling you this, man. That you are the Lord's chosen people, but you are so goddamn ignorant that you refuse to see this place for what it is. Like homeboy Waka Flocka that walked up. Yeah. Well, if America's falling, I guess I'm going with it. I guess so.
Yeah, as we said, America's on the way out.
Yeah.
So I guess it's going out with it.
Hey, good.
That's Stockholm Syndrome.
Yep.
At its finest.
Exactly. Stockholm Syndrome, and see, Stockholm Syndrome is going to be the downfall of a lot of you Israelites, man. Because it talks about that in here in America, about 2/3 of the land shall die, all right, shall be burnt up. That's talking about 2/3 of you Israelites here in America. And we're as the sand of the sea as it is. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that die here of Israel. Yes,
Yeah, did you bring out Ezekiel 35?
No.
And real quick before I bring this out, because I was watching J.D. Vance. They had a little speech this morning, for July the 4th, woohoo, Independence Day. Where they're not telling, he was like bragging about because the Constitution, well, it wasn't even signed on July the 4th. It was actually finished on August 2nd. But nobody gives a shit about that. And they came together on July 4th. But nonetheless, he's like, oh, this was for the American people. No, it was for the Edomites.
Right.
It wasn't for... They still had slaves when this shit got signed. Mm-hmm. For another 100, 200 years. Yep. Right? Shit, there were slaves less than 100 years ago.
Yep. And there were Israelites that were a part of that war, but that was because Esau was making them. Yeah, they forced them to go out, pretty much as bait.
Fight or die.
Yeah, draw them out, and then we'll fire behind. We'll fire. And you already know they were just firing indiscriminately. They didn't give a damn. That's our side of, those are our niggas over there. Don't shoot at them. No, they didn't care. They were just firing into the crowd.
That's when the Gatling gun was came in. And they would send out the niggas first, Yep. But Jake was really the reason that they won, the North won. Mm-hmm. But this is Ezekiel 35. I'll start at the top and go down to verse 6. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh about Shemashai came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Mm-hmm. And Mount Seir are the Edomites. All right, Esau, Edom. Edom is Esau. All right, that's just a different name for him. All right, and Mount Seir is where they dwelt at. What's that over there in the land of
Petra?
Petra, yep, that area over there.
Jordan.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Jordan, modern day Jordan. which is pretty much that southwest side of Jordan.
Bunch of caves.
On the south side of the Dead Sea.
Then they got chased out of there.
Yeah.
Went to the Caucasus Mountains. Hence, you get the word Caucasian.
Yeah, what was the people that were there?
The Nabateans.
The Nabateans. There you go.
Which was I believe that they're the Ishmaelites or Hamites. Either way, they got chased out of there, as they always do.
Right.
Esau gets chased out of everywhere, man. It's chiefly Amalek. But verse 3 says, "And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate."
Yep. And real quick, just to back up that part of the Lord saying He is against thee. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, "I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet ye say, Wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." So see, the Lord hates you Edomites, man. You wonder why the Lord got a problem with you and why the Lord has set you out. Is because He hates you, man. Lord ain't got He doesn't have there is no good thing of Esau that the Lord likes, man. Everything that is about this devil is that he is wicked. The only thing the Lord likes is how well of a sword he is. That's really the only thing that I can see the Lord liking about Esau. But even then, the Lord has a time for this man to rule, to come to an end. Because the Lord He ain't gonna allow this devil to just rule forever.
Yep, I got you real quick.
Yep.
Psalm 17 and 13. "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword."
Yeah, exactly. And that America's inevitable end is a part of that, man. That's a way that the Lord is bringing this devil down. Okay, by destroying his hammer.
Broken asunder.
Yep.
Here it is. This was the mightiest power since they dropped them nuclear or atomic bombs, and now they can't even deal with Iran. Through.
Yep.
So let's go back to Ezekiel 35 and verse 4. It says, "I will let." Did I finish 3? Yeah, we'll make the. Yeah, I'll read 3 again. It says, and say Ezekiel 35 and 3, and say unto it, Thus saith that it is the Mount Seir, which is the government. The ruling body of Edom, which is the elites at the end of the day. Because the average Edomite, he gonna die in his misery. He's complaining about rent and shit. It says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord." And here it is today. They celebrating 250 years. You're pretty much celebrating your demise, the end of the kingdom. The average kingdom goes 250 years, and y'all out here celebrating it. And nobody's showing up to the party though. They got the fair in D.C. Fox News is talking about, oh, thousands of people there, and then they pan the camera around. It's like 8 niggas there.
You had that ark that he had
plastic.
It was a piece of shit.
It wasn't even a real ark. It was just it's supposed to be like a
Ark of Titus kind of thing.
No, yeah, but it's like the design, the prototype of it that we're gonna build. So it's like plastic and shit.
Right.
And somebody was recording it and it's falling
Foam,
apart.
Yeah, there's fucking that spray foam shit that's fucking hanging out, coming out of crevices.
It's a big joke.
Yep. And look at this. We downtown on July the 4th.
Dead.
It is a fucking barren wasteland.
Nothing but parking spots.
And see, this is what you're gonna see in a lot of these different countries where Esau mainly dwells at. When these people go into slavery for the first few years, these cities are gonna be completely abandoned. Nobody living in them. A lot of these over there in Europe, you're gonna have all these old villages kind of just completely barren, man. No one in there. Okay. But here in America, this place is gonna be completely desolate. Which, when you go into that word desolate, it means empty. It's going to be completely empty of any life.
Yep. There ain't going to be nothing, neither root nor branch. Yep. Malachi chapter 4 and 1.
Yep.
And so, bro, this is July the 4th, and downtown Tampa is dead. It's a sign. That's a sign of the times we're living in, man.
Two lesbian old hags over here wearing
American flag
t-shirts. Everything else is just, I've seen mostly homeless people and people who live down here walking around.
Pathetic. This is supposed to be the 250-year anniversary of America. Oh, it's the most just place is finished, man.
Right.
Ezekiel 35 and verse 5, this is the points, 5 and 6. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, which that's America's foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You celebrating the slaughter. Today people are celebrating the slaughter of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
Right.
And niggas, you know what? The hot dogs are too expensive, so niggas ain't barbecuing this year. Ain't no baby back ribs in 2026.
Yep.
That's too. It's out of your budget. It's either you gonna grill out or pay your rent.
Yep.
Through. It says, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Yeah, they took it up. Esau went. He floored it even more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Jim Crow era. you know, because which again, niggas was still being hung less than 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Shit, they were getting hung the day of the signing of the Declaration.
Yeah. Shit.
Niggas picking up shit from Edomites. They were, getting whipped.
Right, but then you say, I know my rights. Nigga, the rights, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution was never for you.
Right.
It wasn't by you or for you.
It's like the scriptures.
Exactly.
The scriptures were written for you Israelites.
And you deny it.
But you deny it.
But you claim your rights, the Bill of Rights before you claim the scriptures.
Right. So you'd rather take claim to something that was never meant for you rather than to take on the covering of the Lord. That's why the scriptures tell you that woe unto you that go unto Egypt for help. Here it is, you trying to find your voice in this society by adhering to the laws. Well, I got, freedom of speech. No, the fuck you don't. You can't say whatever the hell you want in this society. Especially if you black or Latino, man. You can't say Latinos got a little bit more of a voice, but you so-called Negroes, y'all don't got no voice here in America. The voice that you got is gonna be you're subjected to world star hip hop. Right. That's where your voice is heard. Cause outside of that, don't nobody want to hear what you got to say. Especially these old devils that are sitting in these Senate and Congress seats, man.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell.
Right.
That nigga.
What's
they
that?
Found that nigga passed out in his home the other day.
What was her name? Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth, yeah.
As much as she tries to portray herself to advocate for you Negroes.
Yeah, she's a Democrat.
Yeah, she ain't gonna want to sit in a room with one of you niggas and hear your problems.
She eat baby niggas for dinner.
Yeah.
She don't give a fuck about you people.
Yeah, that bitch will be squirming in that seat, ready to just fucking get out of there and have you killed.
And again, the Democrats, Republicans, not knowing that the Democrats were the original oppressors against you niggas and spics, man.
Right.
And you natives. The Democratic Party, now majority of Jake votes for Democratic. The Democratic Party.
Yeah.
But let me finish this off. Ezekiel 35 and 6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Mm-hmm. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
Yep. And that's what's going to be seen on the earth here soon, and really now. We're going to see, the white man society completely failed him. And we see it now. We see how these Edomites are sighing and crying because their voice ain't heard.
Yeah, boo-hoo.
Now you looking at your politicians, your so-called representatives, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
I didn't vote for this.
Yeah, I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for that. My voice ain't being heard. Well, guess what? In the grand scheme of things, your voice was never heard. You're just now starting to realize it because you're catching hell.
Yep. You realize that you ain't shit.
Yep. And that's the sign of this society going out, man. The nation, the people who this nation was created for to prosper are not prospering. You were for a time, but now you can't do nothing. You can't make it in America as an Edomite.
Yeah, the middle class is gone. That's why ain't nobody out here celebrating Independence Day, because they're not they're dependent on their check.
Yep.
And if that check don't come through, then you're one flat tire away from being homeless. God damn.
And these Edomites, they see Israelites prospering, but the way that they see Israelites prospering is by Jake making a fool of himself. So here they are. They're like, God damn, these motherfuckers are acting like straight up fools, monkeys. And they got more money than me.
Chimping out.
Right. But they making more money than you.
Right. loser.
Right.
Maybe you should chimp out.
Yeah, but they can't. Because Edomites ain't
Nobody's
funny.
gonna watch it. Yeah, nobody's gonna watch it. Like this nigga, Adrian, the boxer nigga, Adrian Broner,
Yeah.
and then the other dude, like, I don't know if they're related or not. Dean something. I
The
forgot.
dude that was on the podcast with him.
Yeah. Well, they're. I be seeing little shorts that be popping up. They're
okay.
fucking content creators now. This nigga
Right,
retired from boxing, and all they do is act stupid on camera. And then nigga, remember Adrian Broner went broke, but then since he started doing stupid shit on the internet with this other nigga, now he's rich again.
Yep.
Why?
Like
Because
Charleston
stupid, folly is set in great dignity.
Exactly. There you go.
Yep. So this place is through, man. But nobody wants to watch a loser Edomite. It's not entertaining. Jake is the entertainment. Jake is the court jester.
Right.
And now they get paid for it, they with the subscriptions and all that bullshit.
And again, to say this again, this is the sign that this country is done, where bread and circus is harped upon so much that it is the #1 paying profession in America.
You're a celebrity now because you're on YouTube doing
Right.
stupid shit.
Yeah, you can become an instant zero to hero
Yep.
through a viral video
Overnight,
man.
And they'll pay you to it. YouTube will pay you.
Yep.
TikTok will pay you.
And you see some of these motherfuckers that are social media, social content creators doing commercials.
Yeah.
What, like-
Sponsor. Let me read the
Yeah.
you get the Rumble wallet
Right.
or you get the coffee.
Motherfuckers doing commercials for Gillette.
Yeah,
Like, what
clearly
the
they sold
fuck?
out.
Right.
And again, you're not gonna hear no advertisements from
Spice.
us.
Right.
No commercial breaks. Oh, we gotta interrupt the video, the live stream we're doing to read our sponsors. Little ad they gave us to read.
Right.
But again, they're just entertainment. Stupidity is entertainment now, because really entertainment should be things like listening to music,
Mm-hmm.
live music, something like that. But now entertainment is watching an idiot on the
Right.
on the TV screen or the computer or whatever.
Even if the entertainment was like a gladiator thing,
Right.
being just watching a video online or acting a fool to become famous so you can have the chance of becoming rich, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what people do. You got children wanting to grow up to be social content creators.
I want to
man.
be an influencer.
Right, that's crazy. But
Cause I remember watching this is like during COVID era. They were asking the children and the middle schoolers, what do you want to be when you grow up? And majority of them says content creator, social media influencer. Nobody said they want to be a plumber. They want to be an astronaut. They want to learn how to fly planes. No, they want to be a dumbass on the internet. Because that's what this system has showed to people. Look, you too can be rich, which that's some bullshit too. You're not gonna become rich making an ass of yourself.
Right.
And a lot of them guys are set up anyway. A lot of them people are set up anyway. Oh well, and then on the other side for women, they can just show their pussy online now and think they're gonna get millions coming in. They just gonna retire their whole family off of shaking their ass on the. No, it's all lies, man. The bitches it's a small percentage of women making a lot of money on OnlyFans.
Right.
And same thing goes with podcasters.
Yep.
Them niggas ain't making money like that. Nigga, 300 views. You not getting paid, man.
Yep. And see, that's how fucked up this society is. That for women to make it, they gotta
Expose
degrade themselves. They gotta expose themselves. And for an Israelite man to make it, you gotta make yourself look like a fool. Because you can't just do.
Yep.
Because nowadays getting a degree ain't cutting it.
It ain't worth nothing.
And that's what a lot of you. Because that's what the dream you were sold. Go to college and get a degree, become something.
Now you in debt.
Yeah, now you in debt.
$200K.
You're asking yourself what happened to Biden's forgiveness on student loans, and you trying to figure out why you gotta buy the Great Value brand of the Captain Crunch cereal you like so much.
Not even the family
The shit
box.
that comes in the bag.
In the smallest box.
Yep. But this place is through, man.
Real quick, Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Yo, the rich sit in low place. That's you Israelites, man. Because you're really rich in spirit, with the riches of the earth. Because all of it's been it's been set as an inheritance for us. You just don't know it. That's what's withholding you back from these things. Is this world, and that's why the Lord has to take this world away from you, so that you can become, be entering into your right state of mind.
Yeah, because it says the folly was set in great dignity, but to get that, to commit that folly, you're actually losing your dignity.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta sell your soul, man. And what the scriptures say, what shall a man receive if he sell his soul and gain the whole world?
Yep.
You're just a loser. And guess what? You're just the flavor of the week. And then guess what? The next asshole is gonna be, everyone's gonna forget about you and move on to the next idiot. Let me read that in the NLT. I'll start at verse 5, Ecclesiastes 10:5. There is an other evil I have seen under the sun. And again, Ecclesiastes was written by King Solomon, Yahushai. Kings and rulers make a grave mistake when they give great authority to foolish people and low positions to people of proven worth, and that's the elect.
Right.
We have shown we have the proven worth because we have
faith by thy works.
Kind of exactly, and we have presented ourselves as a living sacrifice. There's proof behind our worth.
Right.
But to be a fucking idiot, a fool, has great authority in this world. People listen to a clown on the internet rather than a guy on the street reading the Bible.
Right.
That was sent out by the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
That's how pathetic this place has become. That you'll listen to a goddamn idiot that has shown his ass. He came to Bill Sharp's town. But again, this is what they're celebrating today.
Right.
Stupidity, atrocities.
Right.
Snakes and sparklers,
Yep.
the screaming memes like Joe Dirt.
Yep. And I did a video about this earlier this week, speaking on that same thing about that spirit that's in America right now is the same spirit that was here in the land of America prior to the war for independence, the American British War, whatever the fuck they called it. That what led to
the American Revolution.
Yeah, the American Revolution. What led to America becoming a country. July the 4th shit. It was the same spirit, and you can, and ChatGPT, brought it out, that they were people were getting taxed. There was conflict amongst the troops, the British troops and the people.
Civil unrest at the same time.
There were economic woes. Yeah, bro, this shit was matching up to point by point. I was like, damn, this is the same shit that's happening today. But hey, it just like that led to a major conflict. That's going to be the same thing that's going to lead here in America, except instead of the British Empire, it's going to be the American government that the people are going to fight against.
It's like Exodus 15.
Yep,
great,
exactly.
In the GNT, it says great political turmoil.
Right. Yep.
Ignoring the legitimate government. That's what we're seeing unfold as we speak. They talking about the DC fair. The fuck, nobody showed up to that shit because everybody even the people that voted for MAGA don't want nothing to do with it. Oh, they want to show up. I mean, there's still some Edomites, proud ass Edomites, but majority of them burned them hats, man. We ain't see the last time I seen a MAGA hat was a nigga right in front of camp.
Yeah,
I ain't seen the MAGA hat since then.
He didn't want to say nothing that day.
Yep. We asked him. He was a shit, and why'd you put the hat on, shit? And now what? You can't even get together and go anywhere and watch fireworks. And how they used to do. Oh, we're gonna go downtown and there's gonna be a bunch of people. This shit is empty right now. But anyway, you don't know what the nigga standing next to you voted for, so that could lead to a fucking uproar.
Shit, I haven't even heard a firework go off today. Usually,
I heard them last night. I'm like, what's wrong with these people, man?
Yeah, I didn't hear shit.
On my street, these people are idiots. Yep. And it's the cheap shit. Right, they ain't got money to set. People ain't got money to buy $300, $500 worth of fireworks, man.
Yeah.
They trying to see where they can go watch that shit for free or watch it on TV.
Yep.
And who knows, something could go down tonight.
Yep. In one of those
Don't
major
be surprised.
cities.
Exactly. Or a few major cities. Shit.
Yep.
I wouldn't be out tonight, that's for sure.
Yep. Well, we'll close out with this back in Lamentations 4. I read verse 21 earlier. We'll close out with verse 22. Okay. Lamentations 4 and 22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
You read it earlier at 21?
Yep.
Okay.
It says the punishment of thine. I'll read verse 21 again.
Okay.
If you want to bring
something
something
might
up.
as well, because it's over. The party's over. No,
right.
Bro, last year, July the 4th weekend was packed. Yeah, now that we got a whole block of empty parking spots.
And it was during the week, if I'm not mistaken, because we came out to do camp. Yep. I think we were on the Riverwalk, actually.
Yep.
But there was a bunch of people out on the Riverwalk.
And that was during the week.
Yeah.
This is a Saturday.
Exactly. Saturday. Most people even had off work from Friday.
Yep.
I know I did at work. They
Yes.
gave us the day off
Yeah.
because because it fell on a Saturday. So people had plenty of time to do what they need to do to party it up. You
They're
know.
scared.
Yep.
People are scared. They just don't want to admit it. They're broke and scared.
Yep. It was pouring earlier.
Yep.
Up in by where we stay. So it
Yeah,
just
on the way here was
yeah,
pouring too.
The spirit of this place is just finished,
It's
man.
dead.
Yeah, Esau can't manipulate the weather no more to not make it rain on your little holidays.
Right. Because that brings money.
Right.
You know, that brings revenue into these businesses and just make niggas waste money on the $18 beer.
Yeah, $20 parking.
It's over, man.
Yeah. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
That's Babylon, America, talking about 'cause the city of Uz was the chief city in Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at this place. It's over, man. The party's done.
Yep.
You can't party like it's 1999. And it's gonna get a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Look, of course, a nigga in this
Beast.
Jesus, yeah,
Nigga in the beast.
the wildebeest. That's
He look like-
who's coming out here, and they not trying to spend no money. They just came down here to walk around.
He definitely ain't trying to spend no money. 'Cause
Hell no.
he sit down to eat, she gonna order at least 2
Shit.
meals.
Yeah, you
Big
take her
bitch.
to Golden Corral. Shit.
But it says, "Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked," and that's happened already.
Mhm. It's being exposed. This devil's been exposed. That's why nobody's out here celebrating. What are you celebrating about? How you gonna pay your rent? What is there to celebrate? 250 years. These people don't give a shit. They don't have $250 to their name. They're gonna be out here celebrating. Celebrating what?
Yeah, celebrate the independence of America, but you're a debt slave.
Right. You're in the fucking. You know they got the same neck deep in it.
Right.
You in the quicksand. That shit is above your head at this point.
Yep.
Drowning in debt.
Yep.
That thick miry clay.
And this is what the truth has given the remnant of Israel is the breaking free of those chains that we're just bound here forever. No, there's something better that's coming, and it's coming real soon.
We have a hope.
Yep.
Through faith.
Mm-hmm.
These people have no hope. That's why they're not celebrating nothing. They're at home watching whatever's free to watch at this point.
Verse 22, it says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." You see, and this is what with the downfall of America, what that brings is the end of our punishment. Again, the whole reason why we even got brought here in slavery and served slavery here in the Americas, specifically of North America, was for our punishment. That's why we were here in these last days in slavery, catching all types of hell. But now that time is coming to an end. So we should be rejoicing as a people. Okay?
They should be rejoicing seeing this place collapse.
Yeah.
We the only ones gonna celebrate today.
Yeah, shit. Well, we might buy some fireworks. Shit.
Yeah,
The downfall of Babylon.
And everything. What they call the M80s.
A sign of things to come.
Yeah. Hey, cause now we're the only ones rejoicing.
Yeah.
No one got nothing to celebrate but the elect because we see this place crumbling.
Yeah.
Literally. And it's become the laughing stock of the planet.
Mhm.
How, the weak saying they're strong. Why? Because the like we mentioned earlier, the hammer of the earth has been broken asunder. The
Yeah.
fucking joke. Trump is a joke. JD Vance, everything's a joke about America, man. People, these other nations came here to watch the soccer games, the World Cup,
Mhm.
FIFA World Cup, and guess what? They're all, oh, look at ranch. There's a ranch epidemic. They're like, oh yeah, bro, they're mocking you people.
Yep.
They came here to see the stupidity of you
Yep.
niggas.
Niggas license plate says chip 4.
Oh yeah, he probably already got a chip.
He's for the chip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, read it backwards. For chip.
Yeah. Yeah, but it says, "He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins."
And that's what's happening. The Lord has begun to visit the earth because Esau, again, Job 9:24. Esau has he's in control of every fucking country,
Mhm.
and that's why he's bringing judgments. The Lord's bringing judgments on every face of the earth. Anywhere people are, the Lord's bringing judgments, man. Thousands and thousands of people are dying every single day, and it's increasing in numbers. Whether it's earthquakes, bombs dropping, drones, famine, pestilence, heat waves. Thousands of people have died in Europe.
Yeah.
from heat. That's coming to America this weekend.
Yeah.
On your, as you're waving your snakes and sparkler and the little American flag, people are gonna be dying of heat strokes, heat exhaustion. And now they're saying that the blackouts, it's over for this place, man.
Right.
The heat dome.
Yep. Place is through, man. But this is where we're at, man.
The end.
We're at the end of this thing. You know, that was the precept I started off with, 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Esau is the end of this world, man. Meaning this time period, and it ends through this whore America. All right. You got anything else?
No.
Okay. And so with that, you know, Lord's with us is edifying. We give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and citations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. That is say shalom.